So if you know that you're going into a situation, it doesn't always have to be with marriage. It could be something you're dealing with at work, something you're dealing with family. Each one of you before you, and guys are good at this. I am incredible at this. When you know you're going to have an interesting conversation with your spouse, how many of you rehearse what you're going to say? Okay, you go through it in your mind, like, oh man, and I have it all in my head, and it's airtight. There's no way you can argue it. Okay, I have, and what if she says this? I already got it. I already got it here. And what if she says that? I already got it here. And you have it sort of mapped out, and then you go into it. You go into the script. And then she says something you did not expect. Like, whoa. And then the conversation goes in a whole different thing. But we do this. We rehearse this. You have a script. You have a script that you go through, again, with your spouse or with the other people that you interact with. If you know you're going into work, you're going in, you're getting ready to have a hard thing. You have to fire somebody, or HR and all that. You kind of have it out, like, hey, this is what I'm going to say. A lot of times people will write it down. Oh, we're going to write it down. I'll have my talking points. We'll have it all, and sometimes that works, and hopefully it goes well. But we all have a script. There's a script that we try to rehearse in our minds. Now, if the script is basically built on the idea of avoiding conflict, then it's probably not going to go well, because you sort of rehearse the idea, the best thing for me to do is to get out of this. The best thing for me to do is to end this quickly, but we won't resolve anything. Now, when I get ready for a wedding, one of the things that I do with every couple is when we first start talking, I ask them a question. Why are you marrying your fiance? And so I have actually what Molly sent me, and my goodness, she wrote me this long email essay, and I had to edit some of that because we just don't have time. We're outside and everything. So, but these are some of her thoughts as to why she is marrying her fiance. She said, I'm marrying David because he is not only my best friend, but he is my soulmate. David has always been easy to talk to. He makes me laugh immediately, and it just feels right when I am with him. And so it comes time for their vows. And they pull out these scrolls. Like, oh my goodness, this is going to be epic. They have like parchment paper. They're unrolling like a proclamation. They're unrolling this thing. And she reads her vows, and they're beautiful. I mean, they're just beautiful, heartfelt, honoring of the moment. Mom, grandma there, everybody. It's just perfect. And she just took a lot of time, a lot of thought to say what she wanted to say in that moment. And then he read his vows. And he unrolls the scroll, and he says, you're hot, but you're also cool. And that was it. She rolled it up. And I looked at her, and I mean, hot was appropriate because she was beautiful. Her face turned hot. Her face turned fire hot. And I could see Mom's face hot. I could see Grandma's face hot. That was just not a good moment. I didn't know what to do, so I quickly end the service. Wedding party comes over here, and then they go over here, and she said things to him that you would never want anyone to say, and she said them all on wedding day. They're still married, But all of that sort of that one of the things I always try to tell couples is it's a process. This is a process. That the day is not going to fix it. Even if it goes bad, even if you have things that go bad. Okay. I've had people pass out. I've had brides pass out, grooms pass out. I've had groomsmen, bridesmaids. I had one girl one time, we were outside. We had a little gazebo wedding, and there were these little bushes on the outside of the gazebo, and the dad, I said, please stand, and Dad's walking the bride down, and they get to the bush, and I was about to say, who presents this woman to be married? She lets go of Dad's arm, and she goes over to the bush. She opens the bush and just throws up into the bush, and just throws up, and then she closes the bush. And then I'm good. I say, if you're good, I'm good. We just kept going.
I'm a paper boy, and after school, I was on Woodward Avenue. There was a little drugstore, and I went to the drugstore after school, after my route was done, and they had just put out the new G.I. Joe figures. Oh gosh. Now, I looked through my money, and I did not have enough money to get one of the new G.I. Joe figures. And so I came up with this ingenious plan. And the ingenious plan was I was going to open the package. I was going to take out the G.I. Joe, and I would do this underneath the paper bag so that no one saw what happened to me. And I was so slick, I bent down to tie my shoe, but I put the G.I. Joe in my sock. I feel terrible even saying this. I'm sweating as I even go through this whole thing. So I am a thief. I am shoplifting. I am walking out, and it didn't matter that it was the new Destro. It was terrible but I'm walking out of the drugstore, and I'm looking at everybody, and I feel like they're all looking at me, like the whole world's looking at me. All the customers are looking at me. Everybody's suspecting me of shoplifting. Wasn't the case. But I walk out of the store, and this is the truth. I'm telling you, this actually happened. So I'm on my bike, okay, and I'm riding back home. I get to a street, and the stoplight comes on, and I stop. But I stop, but my front tire was off the curb. Okay, so my whole bike was off the curb, and a police officer comes, and I swear he's probably going 2 miles an hour. Okay, a police officer comes, he's getting ready to take a right turn, but he comes and he accidentally bumps the wheel of my bike. Okay, and I thought, I'm going to jail.
And it is something that you need to get in the process of asking. Now, we like to say, we're talking to couples, is there's a word that we want couples to avoid, and it's a good word, it's a safe word, but it can also cause danger. And so the word is assume, okay? And if you think about the word assume, think about it, but I want you to put an X through it, because what the word assume basically says was, well, if I'm going out Friday, I assume you're going out with me. And assume basically says I'm taking you for granted. I assume that you're going to go with me. And the key for a lot of relationships is we are in the re-up business. We are in the reaffirmation business that even though at a wedding we're going to put rings on the fingers of the person that we love, it doesn't take very long before we have to reaffirm, I love you. I think you're wonderful. I think you're attractive, and you're an awesome person, and all those different things. And I won't say you have to necessarily do it every day, but you need to be in the business of it. You need to be in the reaffirmation business. And this question is a powerful thing, especially if you've had a hard week, if you've had a week where there's been conflict, or you've had a week where things have not gone very well. It's a wonderful thing to have somebody say again to you, even if I've been with you for years, to say, I still love you. I still want to be with you. And will you go out with me? And I always joke with the guys, especially if the guy's ever in trouble and their spouse or their fiance comes in and they ask them a question, they feel like, I did something wrong. I always tell the guy, hey, stop right there and ask her out. Hey, will you go out with me? And I always joke she'll forget about what's going on. That doesn't always work, but it's a good strategy to think, I should be in the business of thinking about when is the next time that I'm going to ask you out. Then when we think about the problems in this world, we're sort of stumped because it seems like all these problems are out here. But if God were really to do something, it would be something with someone else or another situation. But the answer that comes to Scrooge is the same answer that comes to us this Christmas morning. God will change this world, and that begins with you, and that begins with me. He will change the world through us. In the middle of the Christmas story, Matthew chapter 1, verse 22, it says, all this took place to fulfill what the Lord had spoken by the prophet. Behold, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which means God with us. The message to Scrooge, the message to all of us is that it's not that the problems out here are things that God is going to fix. He is going to work on all these problems. He's going to work on all these situations. He's going to work on them with us. He's going to work on them through us. That if we really do want to see the world change, that we do in fact have to see it done through us. That God has big plans for Scrooge. He has big plans for you. He has big plans for me. And that first requires a change from all of us. The beauty of Christmas is this idea of God with us, Emmanuel. That is the gift of Christmas. It's the story of Christmas. It is this thing we celebrate this morning.